Hey guys. Anywho, like I was saying, do you like my bow? I like it a lot, you know. Looks so cute on me. So I want to tell you a little. I want to tell you a little. Wait. How can I explain this? Let us think, you know. The best time when I was a child, you know, maybe like a childhood, like snack, you know, when I was like in elementary school, right? So I had this favorite snack, you know. So when I was going to school in elementary, right, they had like lunchtime, right? And they usually give you like maybe like a brownie or a cookie, right? And my mom bought this little snack for me. I mean, like for the house or so. And I remembered something was like so like almost like remembering, you know, like something like that, you know, something I remember when I was like a child, you know. So like I was saying, my mom bought me like she bought the house like a little snack, right? So she bought us a little snack for the house or so, and I tasted it, and it reminded me of my childhood, you know, somehow. And so let me tell you the part where so I was in school, right? And they had a certain snack, you know. They always give you like a cookie or a brownie, right? So they usually gave us a cookie, right? And it was like I think it was a vanilla cookie, you know, would have sprinkles on top, right? And um, I always had like a little trick for these other kids, you know. So I always tell the little kids, you know, I will be your friend if you give me your cookie, right? And they always fall for it, you know. Always fall for it. It's so stupid. But I really liked that cookie, you know. So I trick them. And it was much easier to trick them, you know. And so my mom bought the cookies, you know. And I was like, I remember this cookie, you know. It almost looked familiar, you know. Like I think it was like a vanilla cookie with sprinkles on top, right? So I'm gonna show you the cookie, right? Because apparently this is the cookie, guys. Like, this is the cookie, right? This is the cookie. It reminds me of my childhood when I was like in elementary school. So it was like this, right? It was like this. It had like sprinkles, but it was just a normal cookie, right? It was not like I don't know, like this shape, right? So I was eating it, right? She was like, my mom was like, why you won't just eat something like a regular food instead of a cookie, right? So I was like, this cookie reminds me of all the times that when I was like younger, I always tricked these kids to like, give me your cookie. This is the cookie I used to tell them to give me, you know. It was a weird shape, but it was not like this, right? It was like a circle cookie, right? Maybe hold it the right way, you know. So it was like this. And it had sprinkles, if you can see the sprinkles. So it had like this, right? She's like, why you won't eat a regular food, you know, like a pizza or something like that, you know? This cookie is not gonna fill you up, right? And I was like, I didn't want to tell her that it reminds me of how many times I tricked these kids to give me this cookie, you know, on the tray, you know? It was hilarious just thinking about it, right? It tastes like the time that I had it before, you know. Tastes the same. I would love to make this cookie one day. I think it's a vanilla cookie. I think. Not too sure. But I remember it, and it still brings me back to the day that I always tricked those kids, you know. Just thinking about it, I'm like, damn, I was like an evil little child, you know. I'll be your friend just for you to give me this cookie, right? And it's not like a normal cookie to me. It was like I don't know. It had like, this one don't have like sugar on it, but it had sugar and it had sprinkles. So it was it tasted funny, you know, but it was like, to me, it was like a cookie, you know, but it was a special cookie because I never had a cookie had sprinkles and like, I guess, sugar on top, right? So that's how I remember the time when I was like in elementary and I tricked these other kids to like, give me your cookie, you know, like I'll be your friend for the day, you know, or how long do it take me to eat this cookie, you know? And it don't take me that long to eat the cookie. And then like the kids be asking me, you gonna be my friend, right? I was like, yeah, I'll be your friend. After I was done with that cookie, I just forgot that I was saying that I'll be your friend just for the cookie, right? And like they're like, hey friend. To me, I'm like, who are you again? They're like, don't you remember I gave you my cookie so you could be my friend, you know? And I'm like, I don't recall that, you know? So it always happens, and these kids always fall for the same trick over and over again, you know? And they don't give you this cookie all the time, so to me, it was like a little snack, you know, like a little treat, you know? I'm not too sure. They only give you one when I was going to elementary school. They only give you like one cookie, you know, for lunch, you know? And I'm like, I don't want only just one, you know? I wanted multiple cookies, you know. Literally, this cookie, right? It's like soft and moist, guys. Like, so funny, right? I don't know if I ate it. I don't know if I ate it with the milk itself, or I just drank juice. I'm not too sure, but yeah, like that's the only time that I actually remember my childhood by eating this cookie. You know how many times I said I had like horrible childhood and stuff like that. The only thing reminds me of the good times in my life, you know, was this cookie, right? And I guess I will buy more of these cookies, right? So I won't be, I don't know, like weird, you know. I'm not too sure. If you have like these kind of stories, guys, like and subscribe, turn your notifications on. I see you later, I guess. Bye.